welcome back to Dynamic Banter. We're back.
Here we are in the safety of an apartment.
We were in San Diego. I don't know if you realize that. Mike, I haven't listened to the live episode, have you?
Yes. Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It flows.
Okay.
It's, we talk about several things. Mostly birds, mostly dead birds.
We did talk a lot about dead birds.
Some would say too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Guys, this episode of Dynamic Banter is brought to you by Blue Apron, but we'll talk about that a little bit.
Thank you, George.
When I was just a little boy, when I was just a little boy was me. I went unto the father's trunk, I went into my father's trunk, and he drove me to the store.
Oh no!
I spent all summer in my father's trunk. There was no air in my father's trunk. Was no air for me. Oh,
Oh no! That's not where you go to hang out.
Sometimes he'd give me carrots to eat. Sometimes he'd give me carrots to eat, because he said in the dark I could see. Oh!
Can you avoid the speed bumps, Dad?
Speed bumps, Dad.
Speed bumps, Dad. Can you avoid the speed bumps, Dad? 'Cause I'm starting to lose my sense of self.
Oh! Can you just really slow down, Dad? Slow down, Dad. I bumped around and bumped my head in the trunk. Oh! 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 I died inside my father's trunk. I died inside my father's trunk, and now I will not breathe.
And now I've decided not to breathe.
And now I tried hard not to breathe. Oh, oh.
It's weird that he would go back to the O after the verse about dying. It seems like
It's like the death last breath. You ever heard of a death's breath?
Death's breath. One of my favorite colors of my wife's eyeshadow palette. This sounds like 1,000 bees. Welcome back to Touching the Side, the Operation Podcast.
Touching the side. So, Mike, we just got back from San Diego Comic-Con. And boy, what a time did we have. What a time we had. We had a lot of people visit us to see our live show at the Harbor House, thanks to...
Skybound.
Thank you, Skybound.
This is a too many horn honk for Skybound.
Thank you, Skybound, for having us.
Can we back up just 1 second?
What's wrong?
I hate to knock this train off the tracks,
Okay.
but what is happening this morning? Does this happen every morning before a certain time? Is this what it's like every day before a certain hour? Because I never want to come over before that hour ever again.
Whoa! Comic-Con was a blast,
It
and
was.
we had a great time, and we had a nice turnout. Mm-hmm. A lot of people came to see us. You can't tell.
No.
But definitely we had a lot of people. We filled up an entire area of this restaurant, which was like 40 feet away from us.
Yeah, the area happened to be way far away from the stage, which already had kind of an area for people to gather.
Yeah, and even someone like, do you remember the guy who was just standing there?
Who just hung out because they wouldn't tell him not to get out?
Yeah, he was like standing by the cameras.
Yeah.
And I thought he was maybe a Skybound person.
Yeah, same.
So I kept looking to them for like things and like thumbs ups and stuff, and they were laughing at everything. So I was like, wow, we're really killing it
killing it
with
today.
Skybound.
Hey, how much time do we have left? Yeah, we're doing great.
Keep going. And then after the show, he came over and he's like, yeah, man, I just snuck over there. From the fucking audience, I just snuck in.
And then Mike and Steve felt way less safe.
Way less safe. Way less safe. The
And-
security wasn't there that day. No security for us. Whoa.
Then we ended up in that guy's trunk.
That guy's drunk. That guy's drunk. But first, we were in his hotel room. Ice filled in the bath. Whoa! Now my urine smells of soot. Smells of soot. Smells of soot.
He replaced your urethra with some soot.
With my soot, my pee. Oh.
The guy who can't wait for the O. Like, no, just you blow the pitch whistle. No. Get
What if
the
I try to
pitch.
do it at the same
Get
time?
the pitch first.
I know, but what if I remember?
But the
pitch?
reason why we have the pitch pipe is so you could get the right pitch
What if
for the O.
But what if I?
You're
listen,
not.
But listen to this.
No, so now we're arguing in the middle of the song. We're just wasting time in the studio. This one's in the key of O.